Hello, everyone. We're just going to wait a minute, wait for people to filter in, and then we'll get started. All right, we have just 15 minutes today, so I will kick us off. Great to see everyone here today. Welcome to Finding Football Fans with Sports Innovation Lab audiences. If you can't tell by the jersey, I'm a Vikings fan. My boss originally had this opening photo set as one with the Packers on it, but I obviously had to change that to my boy Justin Jefferson. I'm going to start off by introducing myself. My name is Peyton King, and I'm the Associate Director of Marketing for Sports Innovation Lab. If you haven't been to one of our coffee breaks, welcome. If you have, welcome back. And as a reminder, this is just 15 minutes, so I'll be moving really quick. Today, we'll be tackling how Sports Innovation Lab defines football fans, what our data says about football fans, what the most valuable audiences are, and how you can get started activating them today. Sports Innovation Lab is known as experts in the industry on fandom, and particularly the evolution of modern fandom. So several years ago, we coined the term the fluid fan. Fluid fans are much more complex than fans of the past because technology is much more complex, multi-channeled, and dispersed. And this makes these fluid fans extremely hard to grasp and reach using traditional data sources that don't carry a domain expertise in sports. And as a result, fluid fans are missing from most current data out there today. So I'll give you an example of this in action. And I used to be a media planner, so I know what is currently on the market in terms of football audiences, and it's pretty unimpressive. So this picture represents what you're buying today. It's cheap and effective-ish, but it's very limited in what you can do with it and what it can do for you. And this is because it's probabilistic and it's likely survey or cookie-based, and there's little opportunity for customization and a much higher margin of error. So this causes brands to waste a lot of money trying to reach fluid fans. So this is the problem Sports Innovation Lab is setting out to solve. We are building a premier sports data cloud and using it to help teams, leagues, brands, and agencies understand the fluid fan, as well as their modern consumers better. Our sports data cloud has every person in the United States over the age of 18, and we have addressable information on both individual and household levels. On top of that, we have 60% of these same people's passively collected and privacy compliant transactional data. And this is extremely important because, put simply, talk is cheap. Because we have transactional data, we know the people in our audiences are not just saying they're a fan, but they're quite literally putting their money where their mouth is and buying concessions, merch, tickets, and more. These are active spenders that are absolute gold for brands. So how do we define fandom? At Sports Innovation Lab, we believe the truest expression of fandom is what you're willing to spend your hard-earned money on. So we define a football fan as somebody who has actually made purchases from football merchants within our data cloud. But what makes our data different is that we have all of the huge merchants like the NFL app and the teams and the leagues, but we also have all of the smaller long tail merchants like Battle Sports and USA Flag Football. So this broader depth of the sports ecosystem makes up a much more holistic knowledge of who your fans are and what type of fan they are. And that allows us to dive deeper because the real power unlocks when you have a complete picture of the fan and you don't just know their sports habits, but what else they do in the other hours of their day. And so this is when the potential for personalization is taken to a different level. So if you're a brand that wants to go after me, it really becomes valuable when you know that I'm a fan of the Vikings, but you also know that I spend too much money on Sweetgreen and use Ilia makeup because it's the only gluten-free brand and only fly Delta, at least until this weekend. But you can create creatives that will resonate with me and fans like me because you know where I'm spending my time and what I'm spending my money on. And you can meet me where I am because our data will complete the picture and eliminate the guessing game that's all too common in media targeting. And unlike most audiences on the market, our data is deterministic and the opportunity for customization is limitless because we can actually build custom audiences for the target personas that specifically your brand is trying to acquire. So let's get to the data behind football fans. Starting off, football fans love hockey, golf, and skiing. So hockey made a lot of sense to me. It's a high impact and violent sport, just like football. But I was much more surprised by golf and skiing, as I think most are you. So diving into the numbers, football fans are actually 3.2 times more likely to be a hockey fan than the general population. And additionally, over 13% of football fans are golfers, and they're 2.5 times more likely to spend on luxury recreation activities such as skiing and golf. So, why does this matter? It matters because if you are a brand or an agency and you're advertising in trying to reach football fans, and if you're in a luxury category where you're targeting high spenders, it might be smart to go after these high spending football fans. And if you want an audience that hits the intersection of football and golf or football and skiing, reach out to audiences at sportsilab.com and we can actually make that for you. Moving on, it is no secret that football fans are changing and they're changing rapidly. New fans are younger and they have a significantly lower income than existing football fans. And this is causing them to enter fandom through merchandise, co-watching, and other fan behaviors as opposed to traditionally going to live games because they're too expensive. Maybe these fans are cost conscious because they are spending all of their money on the Eras Tour. But all jokes aside, well, there are many reasons for this influx of younger, more cost-conscious fans. I have to state the obvious, Taylor Swift. I have fans that went to watch a 3-10 Patriots team in the pouring rain in December just to see her. And they were not alone in this. If you didn't already see the buzz on social media and in major press outlets like USA Today, Sports Innovation Lab actually proved this mysterious Taylor Swift effect. We ran a full data workup and we found out that the onset of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's relationship actually caused NFL purchases by Swifties to spike by more than 6 times. And we have big news because Sports Innovation Lab just created the first ever programmatic Swiftie football fans audience, and it is about to be released. So as a thank you for attending today's session, we would love to give you early access. Just shoot us an email at audiences@sportsilab.com and we can get you started on that as soon as possible. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. At Sports Innovation Lab, we are trend experts because we have data on the full sports and entertainment landscapes, including those smaller long tail merchants. And so this 360-degree view allows us to predict what will be the next big thing and actually put numbers behind those phenomenons. So we knew pickleball and women's sports would blow up years before they did. So if you're thinking about entering football and you want to get the Swifties or the cost-conscious younger fans or Gen Z, let us know when we can help you. So now let's dive into the topics everyone's talking about, OTT and betting. This is highly valuable intel for all of our platform and brand friends here. So using our sports data cloud in a privacy compliant manner, we can tell how often a fan bets, what platform they're betting on the most, what other platforms they use, how much they typically spend when they bet, if they're a cross-channel bettor, and more. So when we're looking at the data here on this slide, the percentage of fans that is using each platform isn't completely surprising because it reflects the fact that DraftKings is the official sportsbook of the NFL. Where I think it gets really interesting, though, is that if you look at the average annual spend per fan, it is the highest on FanDuel, which suggests that if you are an up-and-coming sportsbook or a luxury brand and you want to go after those high spenders, those whales, FanDuel may be your best bet. No pun intended. Now diving into OTT. It's no secret that streaming is more fragmented than ever. So brands are having huge issues meeting their consumers where they are. In our sports data cloud, we can see who is spending on subscriptions to these platforms, when they are signing up and canceling memberships, what platforms they're streaming on, and the churn associated with this, and more. We can help you figure out where your consumers are and on what platforms to best reach them. Looking at the data around OTT, again, the market share percentage isn't super surprising, but when it comes to total spend, you can see YouTube TV's partnership with Sunday Ticket paying off in the data and the spikes surrounding that agreement. With the highest spend on Fubo and YouTube TV, it's also clear that some people are exhausted by the fragmentation of OTT and are opting in for a more expensive premium experience. At Sports Innovation Lab, we can help you figure out what platforms are smartest to target and then create audiences that will run on those associated platforms to hit high value segments like women's sports fans, avid travelers, parents, or custom segments that we can create specifically for your business objectives. So what are some of these high value football communities that you can get started activating today? So we have the NFL fans, specific betting and streaming audiences, those football golfers or skiers, youth sports parents, women's sports and football fans, as well as Swiftie football fans. And how can you get started activating these football audiences? These are just some of the football audiences we have available today. I will be sending an email recap to all of you with a full list of our offerings, and it's as easy as copy and pasting the name of the audience into your preferred programmatic platform, and you can serve to your fans wherever they are and best reach them. If you are interested in custom audiences or you have questions about how to get started using our product, please reach out to audiences@sportsilab.com and our audience desk will help you. And if you haven't been to a coffee break before, this is a series that Sports Innovation Lab has been doing for the past several months. And our upcoming webinars, in addition to holiday retail, hockey, and basketball, our next webinar will be in partnership with Proximic by Comscore. And we are super excited to be releasing a series of partner audiences that couple our transactional data and Comscore's viewership data for a holistic view of the fans' habits. The next webinar will break down exactly the offerings with these new audiences and also celebrate the release. And so we would love to see you there. I will also include a link to sign up for that in the follow-up email from our team. And as always, we are going to deploy a quick survey. Please, for agency and brand audience buyers with a valid business email, please take a second to fill out the survey, and we will follow up in the next 48 hours with a Starbucks gift card to thank you for attending today's session. Give you a second to fill that out. Right. Great. Well, thank you guys so much for attending today's session, and we hope to see you next time. Have a good one.